see them? Keep trying, professional imitators. Rep, where's the flag? Now you're making me mad. With 47, get down.
Today, from MetLife Stadium in New Jersey, this is the National Football League.
Two men ready to do battle. It's time to dance. And this one is underway here on EA Sports. This one fielded. And look at this. Right away, a loose football. And it's scooped up by the Jets. And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. And the question... So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
A good gain on first has him set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29. On the handoff, this is Taylor. And this will be a Vikings first down as he's got this up to the 40-yard line.
He's tackled at the 40-yard line. A 5-yard gain on the play. First down, Vikings.
Back to throw now on first down. Flushed out right. Now this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
The tackle made just shy of midfield. It's a gain of 9. Brings up second and a yard.
They'll come up now on second and a yard. Now a handoff. Taylor with it. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line.
They did tell us they wanted to establish the ground game early, didn't they?
They did, and a small sample size that we've seen so far, but pretty good return.
Yeah, you got to like that. They've strung together a couple of first downs, established what they wanted, the running game. And guess what? They also got their lead guy running it pretty well, too.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Finding Knox there, complete. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Second and 2. Here's Taylor. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. So from the 36 now, first and 10. They'll look to throw here. Buying time to his left. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. Second and 7. Back to throw. And his throw is incomplete. Eighth play of this opening drive coming up. This is third down. They'll set up a throw.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Picked off near the 26. And he brings this one back. It's a pick six and a Jet touchdown. It was third down. Defensively, they were just hoping to make a play and get off the field, get their offense on. Instead, they did one better. Pick it off, take it into the end zone.
Well, they did what you said. They got off the field.
They're going to have to come right back on.
Come right back on, but happily, right? They put the ball in the end zone. That's the way you start a game. That's the way you set the tone.
Extra point attempt here still to come. He's got it, and the Jets lead 7-0. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And following the pick six, and they had decent field position in throwing that pick six. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told us they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And the Jets pressure too much as down he goes.
That is Nick Bosa from out on the edge who worked his way in for the sack. Not the start to this one that any quarterback would want or envision. Remember, he had the pick six, and here he ends up on his backside.
And you have to wonder to yourself, okay, after throwing the pick six, did he get too careful with the football and not deliver downfield and take that sack? They've got to make sure that he's really into this game.
On third down, he'll drop to throw.
And this pass broken up. And the contact well-timed there, and now fourth down.
Well, they've moved the ball okay here in these first two drives, but this one's going to, again, amount to nothing. They've got to start dialing up some plays that allow them to finish drives with points.
The Vikings send out their punter as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and the Jets will take over 1st and 10. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
Second and 6. No, scratch that. 2nd and 7.
They'll drop to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Center of the field, but it's incomplete.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. And they'll need the 39 here for a first. This is 3rd down. That's caught by the big tight end, T.J. Hockenson. And he is going to have a Jets first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. A loss of 4 that time on the sack, and it brings up 2nd. And they brought the pressure there just right up the gut, didn't they?
Yeah, they certainly did. And, you know, when you've got so many different responsibilities as an offensive line, you got to deal with the nose tackle, the 2 defensive tackles or ends, and then sometimes you just can't account for everyone. The linebacker slipped free.
Second and 14.
Now left side on the swing pass. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36.
I like the thinking there because right after a sack, it can be a great time to call for a screen to your running back and use the eagerness of the defense against them. Able to gain some positive yards out of this one and make things a little bit easier for them on 3rd down.
7th play of the drive forthcoming on 3rd and 8. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
Well, that was man coverage. So once he decides to run with the football, there's no one to account for him, and he turns it into a nice gain.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Now back to throw. And this one caught by Hunter over the middle.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Open man, he's got him, the tight end, Hockenson. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down. He'll look to throw. This is caught. A gain of 4 last play. They double that here and get 8. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. They'll look to throw again. Forced out to it. Under pressure now, and he's going to go down just inside the 5-yard line. The sack will push him back only a couple yards, but certainly not what they were hoping for on 1st and goal.
That I'm struggling to understand a little bit. That close to the goal line, 1st down, run the football. If you want to throw it, throw some play action on 2nd down.
So they're backed up to the 3-yard line, 2nd and goal. He'll drop to throw. Got a man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jets. It's the fullback there to make the grab. And the Jets find a way to stretch their lead.
Well, that's what I call an answer right there. They gave up a sack on the previous play. How about what they did to finish things off, turning it right back around?
That's the response, and that O-line feels a lot better now, don't they?
Yeah, without a doubt, because give up the sack on the previous play, that just hurts those guys because they never want to see their guy get hit.
Point after, right down the middle. And it's now 14-0. That one was an extended drive, 14 plays all told. And it's finished off by a New York Jets touchdown. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And it's been a rocky start for them thus far. They had the turnover and then the punt on those first 2 drives.
So there is optimism because they've improved, right? Turnover, you just noted it on the first drive.
Punt's better than the turnover.
The punt is better on the second one. Now they're hoping to turn it into 1st downs and hopefully points.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. They'll look to throw. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off near the 29. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a Jet touchdown. And on that one, with 6 defensive backs, did he need to be more careful throwing the football? I mean, I guess obviously in hindsight he did, but...
Yeah, hindsight, but even in foresight, when you got 6 defensive backs on the field, you just know you're going to get multiple coverages. You're never sure what you're going to see. But the biggest one is you don't have much reaction time for your receivers to go get the football because those guys, they're the best cover guys on the field. They go get it. And on that play, they took it the other way for 6 points.
Pick 6, and now the kick is away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And fresh off the pick 6, they've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the ball, he's got to be like what we talk about with defensive backs who get beat for a long touchdown. Short-term memory, right back out there doing the things that he does best, and knowing that taking care of the ball is paramount. Here's his opportunity.
Comes back to those defensive backs for the former DB, right?
I don't know where that comes from. It just kind of emerges out of me for some reason.
It's deep in there, right? Yeah. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They run with Taylor. And he'll take this one for about 4 up to the 40.
Jonathan Taylor is the ball carrier. He's tackled at the 40-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
On play action, they'll throw. No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. So it goes as a fumble, but the key thing, not a fumble loss.
Yeah, that stat's big, isn't it? I mean, I remember watching teams play. The ball might be on the ground a number of times during the game, but if the other team doesn't get it, that's a huge difference in the ball game. And in this case, they were able to retain possession.
So possession still theirs, but now they face a 3rd down.
Wide open receiver complete. Touchdown, Vikings. A big play there. 75 yards. And the Vikings are able to cut into that deficit. Down 3 scores already. This game was really in danger of getting away from them. They needed a drive like that, especially on the road.
Not only to calm themselves, but maybe tamp down the crowd a little bit because everything was against them. As you noted, this game could have gotten away from them very easily, but instead, the calming drive, now they have a little bit more confidence. Okay, we're back in it. All right, we're ready to go. That was impressive.
And the defense now needs to reciprocate.
Extra point by Bass, up and good.
And the lead will be cut down to 14. So that drive, 4 plays. And it all culminates in a touchdown for Minnesota.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. This fielded right at the goal line. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
Back onto the field come the New York Jets for their 2nd drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. And a give this time to the tailback. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4.
Let's get that ball in. Let's get that ball in. 56 to Mike.
A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45.
This is a nice job of just taking what the defense is going to give you on 3rd down. You're not looking for a big play downfield. You just want to find something that can get you past the marker. They found it and were able to keep the drive moving.
Now a handoff looking right. Uses the stiff arm. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Sliding out of the pocket. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the 1st down. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. It'll only be a loss of a couple, but the pressure gets home on 1st down.
So, Charles, no turnovers yet for this offense, but those sacks now, they're starting to pile up.
And one thing usually leads to another because they've got to figure out how the offensive line and everyone else involved in protection can keep their quarterback upright and allow him a chance to throw the ball downfield.
A small bit of adversity here on what's been a strong drive as they come up 2nd and 12. Now a throw here, hauled in.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders. Hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or
better against man because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
The Jets on 3rd down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This time they face a 3rd and 2. He's got his man, T.J. Hawkinson. And he is going to have a Jets 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I'd have to say they're feeling like they are in rhythm right now. Things are in sync, aren't they? Team's winning, got a nice little margin on the scoreboard, completing some passes, and they just completed another one for a 1st down there to the tight end.
Hands it off out of the gun.
And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he's brought down, but not before a really nice stiff arm to create a little space. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Second down and inches. And this will be caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. DK Metcalf there to make the grab. And the Jets will extend their lead.
You always admire a guy who can go through his progressions and find the open receiver. I believe we just saw that there.
And we admire him just a little bit more when it goes for a touchdown. Now the try here for the extra point. He knocks it through. It's 28-7. So that drive, 12 plays in length, and it ends with a Jet touchdown. The kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Taken in at the 3. And able to get this out to the 25. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the second quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Yeah. Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here?
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
Second and 10. Eluding the pressure right. And he comes back with one complete. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. Well, we knew he was close to the line of scrimmage, and they say he stepped over.
Well, when you see him in that position, you think he's become a runner. As a DB, you start to react towards the line of scrimmage. They can often throw it over your head.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
The Vikings send out their punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. We'll call it a 42-yard punt, 3 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Here he is, the man taking the snaps under center, heading out for the next possession. And maybe he's starting to wave the white flag a little bit. He's playing pretty well, but the pressure, it's got to him.
Has to find a way.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And now consider the lead. The question is, how much is good enough? Are you going for more?
It's the NFL. There's never enough, I believe, because they get reeled in all the time when you sit on the ball. I think that they will try and move the ball downfield, try and squeeze a few more points out of this first half. They'll be careful. They'll be a little bit cautious at times, but also they will attack downfield and try and get in position for at least 3 points.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up second.
So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's a game plan that they've had so far, because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is second and long. They don't want to repeat a first down. They'll keep it on the ground. And he'll push forward here for a good little run as the clock continues to run. And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the second down play, they burn the timeout, making them sweat out the final few ticks here in the second quarter. And with a 3rd and 13 here, the defense in a dime look. Once again, they'll keep it on the ground. And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the first down at the 29. Here's the Jets punter now, as he's on to kick it away. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with